All right, we have a caller. All right, caller, tell us your name and your feelings about the video podcast, please.
Okay, thank you so much, Emmanuel. My name is Evangelist Martha from South Africa. I'm calling from South Africa and I'm originally a Zambian. Yeah, I have been watching the video and I have read the script, and I can confirm that this vision is a great vision, and I'm so inspired in the things that you have written in this vision and the things that you are saying out in that video. So, like for me, I am so much and very much ready to work with you through this vision. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. To work, and I've been hearing you talking about it, but today it's something that I've understood properly. Yeah. And I'm ready to go and work with you.
Yeah, but you said a but, so I want to know, but what?
Yeah, but there's some questions that I wanted to ask.
Go ahead, ask me. That's the whole purpose of me putting you on this show right now, so you can ask me questions. What question you want to ask?
You are in Chicago and you're in America and we are in Africa. Yeah, and if I heard you saying right that a lot of people in Chicago, they are not coming on board, like to start working with you. And we are here, we are ready to work with you and we are in Africa. Yeah. And you also say that the paperwork has not been approved yet for the organization. So when do you think, as us who are far, like in Africa at home, can be ready to go in and work with you in this whole vision?
Amen. Very good question. Let me just say it like this. The main thing you can do, pray. That's important. But God says in His Word, faith without works is dead. So you have to do more than just pray. I appreciate it if you would share my video podcast, is what you watch, with all of your friends. That's very important, because the more people that I can get involved to know my story and what I'm trying to do, that can help get that ball rolling. So that's number one. Number two is you and other people, if you're able, get my ebook. It's on Amazon.com and it's $9.99. So that can help, with the, help get that ball rolling as well. And if you have people from your country, from South Africa, that's here in America, that would be even better, because those people, they would get a chance to meet me and Sister Renee in person. So that would be a good thing. Yes, unfortunately here in Chicago, especially in the black community, we have a long history. That's how come I wrote my story, so that way you can understand what we're going through here as black Americans. We have, it's a Willie Lynch mentality. So, we're divided. Back in the, I would say, back in the day, or in the 60s, during the civil rights era, during Dr. King's time, our people was more sticking together, and we had a common goal, and that was trying to just get free from Jim Crow and all this bondage. Now, I'm grateful that you called in, because you're in South Africa, and I talk about South Africa in my in my presentation. The boards, they represent the financial elites. They own, and you already know this, they own 70% of the land. in your country, and that's not good. I want to, yes, I feel like this is a lost cause, somewhat, trying to, get people to work with me and stuff like that. But I would rather be on the continent, working, with South African or Native Africans. Trying to get more, to help you guys get more organized, like we got here in America, like black people used to be, and just go ahead and do it in a nice way, because it's hard, people, they're trying to steal, the resources, they own the diamonds and all that kind of stuff, but that's rightfully ours, not theirs. They can't, they belong in Europe. That's not God's will for them to keep stealing the inheritance, from, the future Native Africans. So, yeah, I'm willing to fight for my, my African brothers and sisters, but yes, I'm right here in America, and I see all the tragedy that's going on here. Not just in Chicago, this is happening in all the black ghettos in America. All this violence and being high crime and being arrested, mass incarceration, and that's all by design. That's what the devil wants for us as black people to, be destroyed. I know I get more into the racial stuff, but I'm speaking as a black man from a black perspective or an Afrocentric perspective. So, I care about our people, but again, I would not have criminals up in my Christian business. So that's how come I want to screen people, and a lot of people don't like that. They're saying that, oh, you should lower your standards, and, oh, just because, they're black like us, that I should just give them a pass. Oh, no, we don't play that. I don't do that because I want to make sure that I don't have a pedophile or a hardened criminal or an urban terrorist, in our midst, because those people, they're not good for our racial group. Yeah. Like I say, I do like, let me see, Malema. Julius Malema, I really like him, about him trying to stick up, for South Africans and stuff like that. Yeah, but you know what? I hate to, I'm not trying to embarrass you or make you feel upset, but, I'm just talking out of love, okay?
Yeah.
You have to convince South Africans, the natives, to get the ANC out of power because they've been in power for 20 years and they haven't done their job. So, you guys are, I understand what's going on. You're looking at Zimbabwe. You're looking at that as an example because, oh my goodness, I forgot the guy's name. That used to be over Zimbabwe. There we go. Mugabe. Yeah, he's dead and gone now. May his soul rest in peace, but he's not alive anymore. And America still has sanctions on Zimbabwe. And the reason why they have sanctions on there is to make South Africans think twice about trying to, take the land back from, white people. That's all that is. It's trying to make you guys scared, and they're using sanctions. So, that's not right. And Zimbabwe didn't do anything to America. So, I mean, I'm here because, I was born here in this country, but I identify myself as an African, and I'm not in a position right now. I'm working with a shoestring budget, so I can't just up and leave. But I'm trying to at least help my people here in America, before I leave, because I want that credibility when I come to Africa that I've done something, I tried to do something positive for, my own racial group here in America. And I want to do the same thing for, not just for people in South Africa, but 10 other African nations. But, I'm just saying, at least in my lifetime. Yeah. Now, I do want to mention this too. to you as well too, because I am, a Christian, but I consider myself a Christian socialist, and all that means, in a nutshell, is that we just balance, spirituality with the natural. So what's going on, and
Yeah.
Yes, the Bible say that we, need to focus on heavenly things, but while we're down here on earth, we still need, the basic resources, food, clothes, and shelter, and um, the Borgs, they're trying to hoard everything, and that's not even their rightful place, and that's what really upsets me. It's all it is white supremacy, and that's evil. That's full of the devil in the first place, and I stand against that mess. But also, I'm just saying here in America too. We have to separate ourselves from, the wrong type of black people that's among us. So that's the reason I don't have help, because I don't have, I'm not going to let drug dealers and all that kind of stuff be up in my type of business, because I'm a Christian socialist, and I'm on the up and up with people. I don't run scams, and I don't hang out with con artists and stuff like that to rip somebody off. So that's a lot of them don't like that. They want to listen to these career politicians like our former president Obama. So they in love with that guy, but he didn't do anything for the black community at all here in America. So that's not cool. I voted for the guy because, that was the first black president, and I thought he was going to at least have trying to show some good faith to do something positive for black people, but he didn't do anything.
It's not what I think is that it's not everyone who can do stuff that you do, because God has chosen someone specifically for a certain task. So if God wants to take out his people from bondage or something, he raises up someone. And that someone, what I see in this vision is you, who is like a prophet to organize the black people and come and work on this vision. Yeah. And I thank you for answering that. And the other thing is that when we are in South Africa, and you wrote that your book, which you are selling right now, and when you come to South Africa, many people, they may be interested to work or buy the book. But what I understand and I learned is the mentality, like you said, of us Africans. We need to come out of there's a certain stage where we don't want to acquire knowledge, you understand? Where we don't want to add value, more value through reading, you understand? And then what I can say is that black, like South Africans, we have a difficulty in accessing maybe like internet things, like ebooks or what. They just don't know how they can get them, like online or to buy main open stuff. What they believe in is something that they see, like it's in here in South Africa. We are selling this is a book, and they will buy. So what other measures have you put apart from the way of buying, like online? How can it be accessed in Africa? Because you might just find out it didn't work there in Chicago, but maybe it can work out in Africa.
Oh, it will. Oh, definitely, it will work in Africa. And the vision is going to be. It's called GRCAM of Africa. So we're gonna. I want to make sure when I do come to Africa, that I bring some people that some experts in. I would say agriculture to help. With the agriculture technology, wind and solar technology. So that can help. That can help our people. And I want to be able to create jobs for our youth, because that's the reason why, I saw, I think, yes, last year, that South Africans and Nigerians were, fighting each other and stuff. It was sad, but that's what, hey, that's what the boards want. He wants you guys to kill each other so that they can, sit back and laugh and say, hey, that's less N-words for them to worry about.
Yeah.
But anyway, I do want to say this to you as well too, and I mentioned this in my video. You guys on the continent, you have a colonized mentality. Same thing like what's going on here in America with this Willie Lynch mentality or a slave mentality. So I don't just focus on religion, in this type of business. That's why it's not a church; it's a business. But we are going to have a worship center. But I want to also reach out to our secular brothers and sisters. I don't want to separate, because the more you separate, that's less collective power that you have. So and I'm willing to work with moderate Muslims too. But again, I want to screen them, make sure people ain't, problems. We don't want all those issues. Yeah, we don't want. But I think if we work together, we have a better chance. I feel like, as black people, for trying to help improve the African economy and, create jobs for our youth, so that way they don't have to compete with those, the Chinese people are coming over now, and they're going to eventually become the new colonizers, and that's not right. And, the country that you came from, Zambia, I hear that, Chinese are taking over, your country pretty much.
Yeah, it's because of this same mentality that we are supposed to deal with now. We are supposed to sensitize our people concerning these issues, because the way we are raised and the way we were brought up, our fathers and they didn't have that mentality for them to put in us that mentality of boldness, understand? Where we can stand on our own. We must have the faith in ourselves that we can do it, because we are lacking that we don't know who we are. When we see a white, when you are like, oh, this person is going to help me, this and that, you're going to want aid, you're going to want funds from them, you understand? But they are just humans like us. If we can stand up and mobilize ourselves, unite and come together and work with a vision like this one, I know that we can put ourselves on the map, and we can put ourselves back to the situation where God created us to be. So what is important is for us who have realized our weakness to come on board and sensitize our dear beloved brothers and sisters, so that we can stand for this cause. Those are my thoughts.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I don't have my calendar in front of me, but I want you to tell my listeners, because I'm pretty sure tell my listeners when you're going to come on this show and do a sermon.
Yes, I'm going to come on this show on the 6th of March.
That's right.
I'm sure it's a week from now.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be available to do a sermon.
That's right.
I know that God is going to use me greatly to touch someone's heart out there, because God has been using me, and I know that He's going to release something for them. So they must expect a lot. As I'll be coming with my sermon on the 6th, they can join me right here with you.
Amen. But hold on before you go. See, this is why I do my show, because I share my the stuff that I know about the internet and all that, and how you can earn some revenue on it legally. Yeah. So I would share that with not just you, but other people that would come on my show. So the other thing that's kind of holding me back too. A lot of people I have 15 different groups. So
Okay.
yeah, but unfortunately, a lot of people are on here just to play games. They're just looking for, I would just say, attention. Some of them are just, they just being nosy. And those are the kind of
Okay.
people that I would not have in my Christian business, because I want people that's going to be active.
Alright.
Yeah. So, but I'm doing what I can while I can, and even I'm gonna just even go there too. Even if my vision doesn't come to pass in my lifetime, at least I laid down the idea, the vision, because God put in my heart. Write the vision and make it plain, according to the book of Habakkuk. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even have to be actually in Africa, for us to start, getting the ball rolling. But even if you or someone else, if if you're under an apostle or someone that has more authority than you in your place of worship, if they're able to afford that ebook or the soft cover book, that's fine, and then they can share that information from the book, to others.
For the others in the church.
Yes, because after all, again, this is a Christian business. But I say business because I'm not calling it a quote unquote church, because God called me to I'm gonna go there. Yahshua called me to go beyond the four walls of the church and make an impact in our economy and in the black community. Now I do want to stress this part, because I run across a lot of closed-minded people, and they're saying, "Oh, well, you just want to help black people." Other racial groups, they're welcome to join us, but I'm not going to let them take over this business. This is geared toward helping black people. And that's not being, yes, but I'm just letting you know, that's not being racist. The uneducated people, those are the ones that don't understand that. And then you get in a situation like what we're going through here in America, that the civil rights, it was geared toward us as black people, that our ancestors came out of slavery and we were treated the worst, but now other people that haven't even went through anything, and they're piggybacking off our suffering, such as they call it the alphabet group. Yeah.
I see.
And it's just other different groups that's trying to hide behind our suffering. But this organization is based on my life experience, so that's how come I don't do debates with people. I know what I went through. I know what the Lord told me to do. So, and I'm sticking to it. And I'm not going to let some person, just because they don't like how I want to do things, try to change my vision. I just can't do that.
No.
And a lot of them don't. Again, a lot of them don't want to read. So that's how come I'm trying my best to turn it into a film. But I'm having problems with the American government / the IRS, because they had my paperwork going on a year now. Next month will be a year.
And do you think that they are against what you want to do or something?
Yes, they're against it, and I hate to go there and tell you this, but it's a black lady, a black African American, that's over my case. And she's dragging her feet. So, but she's working for, the financial elites. Okay. Again, the financial elites are the same type of people, the boards that run, your country. Even though you guys are not under apartheid anymore. But again, they still got all the, the wealth, because they they privatized your economy.
Yeah.
And so this is what it's all about, and that's what I talk about in that, video podcast about, nation will rise against nation. People are just basically trying to fight for resources.
Yeah.
And under this type of system called capitalism, all they care about is just hoarding all the resources from everyone else. They don't care. And so it causes a lot of inequalities, and it starts racial problems too. Because again, nobody didn't ask these Europeans to come to Africa. They came there, play like that. They come in, as guests, and then they were like, hey, we're gonna take over. So that's not right. They but supposed to be over there in Europe. Those they're from the Netherlands. But I'll be nice, I don't want to go into all that stuff, but I'm just saying, God is going to handle them too, but again, you don't. I would let non-white groups, they could work with us, but this is geared toward black people, and we're going to own this. And this organization really is not even mine. This is just but I could just say it's like my gift to responsible black people, because I can't I guess people like in my family, they're still, I would just say that some of them are into criminality and stuff like that, and they enjoy it. They enjoy being criminals. So those kind of people I can't have up in my business. So if I'm like that with my own flesh and blood, I'm going to be like that towards strangers.
Yes.
Yeah. So is there anything else you would like to say? Because I'm going to see if I can get some more people to come on this call. All right, we have another caller. So, go ahead.
Hello, everybody. My name is Evangelist Amanda Matthews. Emmanuel, so it's a pleasure to be on your show. I thank you for having me on tonight. I would just like to encourage you, first of all, to continue to do what you do. I know that 28 years is a long time, and sometimes we know the vision may tarry, but since God gave you this vision, you have to believe that it will come to pass. You have to know that God will bring you people and bring the provisions that you need to bring your vision to pass. So I'm just encouraging you. I've seen you over the last year really work and, do things that you need to do to try to get the word out in your groups and across social media. So, your work is not in vain. God really does see what you are doing. And it's really a sad thing to know that our people in the communities are dying in such large numbers. Not only are they dying from black on black crime, our men are going to prison in large rates. We still deal with racial disparities. We're still under that slave mentality that you mentioned. A lot of our people are still asleep to the fact that change needs to happen. It's now to the point where our children are really starting to suffer in these communities, and opportunities for them are getting smaller and smaller because the older adults in the communities, most of them have lost their hope. A lot of them are just to a place where they're comfortable where they are in the ghetto. They've been broken down by so many things that have occurred in this country that they don't have that fight in them. They don't have that tenacity to get up and advocate for themselves. And when you have people such as yourself out in the community really trying to advocate for people, then, you still lack support from certain people in our communities because you have people that don't want change, and then you have the ones that want change, but they really don't know how to seek out that knowledge to make themselves better. So I think that if we really stood up and we started supporting one another and really started supporting these leaders that are putting their lives on the front lines, the ones like yourself that have strong advocacy and have connections and know what to do to make our communities better. Even for myself, down here in the rural areas, you see our people in large numbers that are on drugs, alcoholics. The children are not performing well in school and have low reading and math scores. They're not healthy because our people are unable to purchase fresh food or purchase healthy food, and a lot of them are in housing that are not habitable. I know here in the rural areas, a lot of our people live in uninhabitable houses because they are not able to afford the rent in some of the better housing. So, there are more than enough problems that need solutions to it. So when it comes down to what you are doing, I know that it can be frustrating because of lack of support. And so I'm really in a mode where I publicly share your stuff. I know that, me being where I am, I'm not able to just be directly in Chicago helping with the work that you and Sister Renee put in. But as far as my part, I gladly share your videos, share your blog posts with other people. Even as far as some time ago, I put your information in the local newspaper trying to spread the word and really get people involved. But, I mean, it's really at a detrimental point that we do something for our people, because not only are adults perishing, but our children are also perishing as well. So when I see people such as yourself standing up trying to do something, that motivates me to do my part in whatever I have to do to get the word out about your organization so that people can be aware of where you are and what you are doing and what you stand for. And, it's really sad that certain individuals have a mindset that won't allow them to make a move. It's really sad that our people have gotten comfortable with the mindset of not wanting better for themselves. I know that you have people in our community that are simply not able to move around. They are not able to change their situation, but then you have the ones that have the knowledge and they know what to do and they still don't want to do it because they are comfortable in their minds to say that this is where we are, at least we are alive and we are living, but they don't have that mentality that says, hey, we need to get up and join this brother and make a move so we can do something to make it better for our children. So when I think about your videos, I see you working hard trying to wake up people, and I know that it's not always easy because I too advocate in the community and is the same result. So, I mean, we're at the point where we need to change the mind of people so that they will be motivated to want to make a change. Because if we don't do something soon, we'll continue to have more results of black-on-black crime. We'll have more results of poverty. We'll have more results of suicide. We'll have more results of racial disparities and, the mistreatment of the black man and woman. Not only are our people suffering here in America, but our people are also suffering in Africa. And with this new biological warfare that they have, the things like Ebola, coronavirus, AIDS, and all of these things like this, that makes the fight more difficult because we don't have the resources that we need to really get down and help our people. So it's so important to whoever is hearing this message from me. We need to start standing up and supporting people like Emmanuel and supporting other organizations that are trying to do something for the betterment of our people. After so many years of slavery, we're still suffering from the mindset that, mistreatment is okay in which it is not. So, for those of you who could support, I'm asking you to please stand up and support Emmanuel because he's really doing everything to get the word out about his book and about the things that he could do in the community, but he cannot do this alone. He and Sister Renee are only two people working, but if we had more people that would come together and really do something, then we could start seeing solutions. This is not just a job for him and Sister Renee. This is a job sort of for all of us, for the simple fact that if we care anything about future generations, we will do whatever it takes to save them. I mean, if you look at in the communities right now, you could actually see how people physically suffer. You know, there are large rates of homelessness, not just crime, but a lot of our people are homeless. A lot of our people are being exterminated because they are homeless. Our people are suffering not only in our communities, but other countries as well. You know, it's just, it seems like, you know, if we stand up, if we say something, if we do something, that our people can be better. But we have to work together and form a united front so we can do what it takes to help our people. I mean, life is short, time is short, and 28 years is a long time for somebody to give their life and to give a portion of their time to do the will of God. And, you know, it's really sad that we as a people, we turn a blind eye to what is going on in our lives and in our world. And, you know, if we continue to turn a blind eye on everything that God is showing us, then our people will continue to die. And, you know, as a black woman, you know, I'm infuriated that our people are going through what they go through, because we have the solutions and we have the methods to make this world better, and we're not doing anything. We're not on a united front. We are not united, and we have to be united in order to bring about change. Emmanuel is just one. He's just one person. I'm just one person. But if we were together in large numbers on a united front, then we can actually do something for our people. So I'm asking you to stand up for Emmanuel, stand up for others that are trying to do what's good and right for our people. I'm just, you know, advocating for what is right here, because, you know, as we can see, that things are getting worse in this world. And you have people like Emmanuel, you have people that are on the front lines, that are giving their time, giving their lives, basically, to bring about change and make this a better place. So just put it on your heart tonight and ask yourself, what can I do to help make this a better place? Offer your support to people like Emmanuel. It's not hard at all. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to share. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to purchase a book or to read a book. So, Emmanuel, I just encourage you to keep on doing what you do. God will richly bless you. He knows what you are doing. Your work is not in vain. And I do appreciate for you allowing me to come on such a short notice, but I do appreciate you allowing me to be on your show. So may God bless you. May you continue to do your work. And God bless you, and you have a great night. Thank you.